and welcome to 103 FM's Divali Khaana. And today we will be preparing a traditional Indian recipe called Vaadas. My name is Siddhi Sankar, and today I'll be joined by Ms. Nirmala Sesnarayan and Ms. Deepa Yankarran.
My name is Nirmala, like you heard, and I am an English teacher by profession. When I'm not doing that, I'm a singer-musician in my band Nitya, and I'm a proud brand ambassador for Chatak Foods.
And I am Deepa Yankarran. I am a hairstylist, bridal consultant, entrepreneur, and I am also a brand ambassador for Chatak Foods.
To make this even more special for the season, we will be doing two types of Vaadas. A Mung Dal Vaada as well as a Dahi Bara, or traditionally known in Trinidad and Tobago as Bara or Dahi Bara. Nirmala will guide us through our first recipe, Mung Dal Vaadas.
Thank you, Siddhi. Today we'll be making Mung Dal Vaadas with Chatak's Mung Dal, split Mung Dal actually. And you can find this at the little store and your leading supermarkets nationwide. So what I did was I took 1 cup of Mung Dal and I soaked it overnight in hot water. Yeah, and I left it. And this morning what I did, I pulsed it in my food processor, and so I got it to this coarse consistency, which is what we want to achieve for this recipe. We're gonna add 1/8 cup of onion. I have some fresh shadow benny. Usually this traditionally calls for coriander, but I chose to keep it local. So we're throwing in some of that shadow benny. Then we have Chatak's jeera powder or ground cumin. Then we have some red chili powder, about a tablespoon and actually a teaspoon and a half of red chili powder. We have some ginger garlic paste. I have 2 freshly chopped green chilies, some fresh curry leaves, and then some salt to taste.
Just combining those flavors alone, you already get the aromas coming out.
So for extra crunch, I just placed in 1/2 cup of Chatak's chana besan. And now I'm just gonna add in some water. So here we have our Mung Dal Vaada batter, which we've brought together very nicely. So Vaadas are like a little savory donut. So you wanna take some in your hands and just make a nice little hole. And you get it, and I'm gonna ask Deepa to come over and help me fry as I create my little savory donut. So we have our lotus soybean oil here that has been heating up. Basically on a medium flame. I'm just gonna take a spoon, I don't want to take any chances. And Deepa's gonna help me turn them. Alright, wow. That's what we're talking about.
While you all fry up, I'm going to walk through my version of a bara, right?
Okay.
So today, just like Nirmala, I would have used Chatak's pulses. But today I would have used Chatak's whole urdi. And what I've done was that I soaked my whole urdi overnight, and it bloomed and became nice and full, just as you see here. And afterwards, what I would have done was take some grated potato and a lot of green seasoning from the garden and pulsed it in my food processor. In doing so, I would have gotten a nice, smooth, thick paste that is as perfect as seen here. So to my urdi and potato and green seasonings, I now add 1.5 teaspoons of Chatak garlic seasoning. Then I add 1 teaspoon of Chatak turmeric powder, 1 teaspoon of Chatak ground jeera, and 1/2 teaspoon of Chatak black pepper, alongside a few curry leaves. So we're just going to add all of these in. At this point, I'm going to add salt to taste and give this a nice mix. And this is the beginning of our baras. Mix well to incorporate those beautiful aromatic Chatak spices. And to help us make this batter more manageable, we're going to add just enough ibis flour to combine. Our final addition to our baras is 1 heaping teaspoon of baking powder. And our baking powder is going to serve 2 purposes. It's going to help the bara rise, as well as it's going to help that urdi cook into a soft, nice dough.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
So why do you actually put a hole?
Well,
or
yeah.
make it in that way?
Right, so what the hole will do is that it will help the bara cook evenly from the inside and the outside. So what makes my vadas different from Nirmala's vada is that I boil mine. Now boiling our baras or vada, it allows it to become soft so that it can absorb even further that dahi. There we go. So meanwhile, I'm going to begin to prepare our dahi for dahi bara. Today we'll be using the Little Store Limited's homemade dahi or natural yogurt, and we'll be using 300 milliliters or 1 full bottle of dahi. Add about 300 mils of water to your dahi so that it almost doubles in quantity. Here I have 1.5 cup chives, shadow benny, Spanish thyme, celery and pimentos, as well as I included some curry leaves and fresh hot peppers to this mixture. I'm going to add 1.5 cups of ground green seasoning to our dahi, and of course you can salt to taste, 1.5 teaspoons of sugar, 1 teaspoon of chatak ground jeera, a half teaspoon of chatak black pepper, and 1 teaspoon of chatak home style pepper sauce. Color is perfect now. You can go right ahead and add them directly into that pot.
In the water?
In the water, yeah?
Oh my goodness.
Now that our vadas are boiling, I'm just going to turn them to ensure even cooking. And we're going to see the oil from the frying of the vadas be released into the water. So this is one way of getting that extra oil out of these vadas. And as your vadas get soft and supple, we're going to add them directly into our yogurt. So ladies, check this out. We've boiled our vadas and look how soft it is. Wow. There you go. And at this point, we're going to add this directly into our yogurt. So as I mentioned before, as your bowl gets crowded, feel free to remove any vadas or dahi bara from the dahi and plate them nicely in a platter. 3, 2, 1, and action.
And then
Nirmala, take over.
okay, so there we go. Today we've presented to you Mung Dal Vadas.
Oh my goodness.
Sorry.
Keep it on your plate, Nirmala.
Sorry. So there you have it, guys. We have our Mung Dal Vadas, which could be served very nicely with Chatak's mango chutney. And we have our urdi baras, which we left some behind for tasting.
And then we definitely have our prepared dahi baras. Oh wow.
Oh my goodness.
So I think we each tried something different, right? I had Nirmala's Mung Dal Vaada, and it is simply spectacular.
Siddhi, I had your Dahi Bara. The flavors are incredible. Incredible. It is so moist, and I love how beautiful it looks too. All the colors, and it's a little spicy from that chatak pepper sauce, but not too spicy.
I tried the fried dahi baras, which actually we did not go into the sauce, and it's beautiful. And by itself, it's a wonderful appetizer. It has a crunch. It's soft and moist. Love it.
I can't stop.
I can't stop. So I think that brings us to the end of this episode of 103 FM's Divali Khaana. Thanks for joining us.
See you soon.
Bye.